वेलकम, आपका स्वागत है मेरे सेशन में। कभी तो हिंदी बोलने का मौका मिल रहा है, देखो। इट इज़ वेरी गुड। होपफुली आप लोगों को मज़ा आएगा। तो थोड़ी बहुत हिंदी होनी चाहिए अपने हिंदी भाई लोगों के साथ। सो मैं प्रभात निगम, going to be talking on remote working with Azure Virtual Desktop, and I hope you are already enjoying the conference, PDC conference, PowerShell, DevOps. There's a lot of technical expertise available. Don't miss anything. That's my advice. Thank you to all the sponsors who presented such a beautiful conference to you. A lot of work has been done in the back. Myself, Prabhat Nigam, that's my Twitter handle, that's my LinkedIn. I have a next slide which is more more explaining more about me. So we'll quickly move on to that. Today's session is remote working with Azure Virtual Desktop, and this conference is for 2 days. So enjoy it. Myself, Prabhat Nigam, 3 times MVP, blogger, speaker, currently working as a global CTO for Golden 5 Consulting in Los Angeles. We are multinational, and I'm also CEO of LAEX UG Foundation. On the right, you can see my LinkedIn link and my Twitter. Moving on, I will not spend much time here. Moving on, we are definitely in a very bad time of the world, time of the life. What I've never seen that bad time in my life. It's like a disease is killing us, and we are so worried, and we're trying to come over it. We're trying to work from home, but it's very important and remind each other that okay, we are still in that COVID, not come out of yet. Still, we have to take the precautions. We will hopefully we will come out of this thing and we'll have a better life, but remember that and take all the precautions. We lost so many people, and if you lost someone, I'm very sorry for your loss. And Delta variant is still going on, and in US it's expanding widely. Hope everyone get vaccinated and we kick out COVID from the world. um, Today's number from between last conference I did, it was 214, and now it reached 11,000 more, which is still growing, and that's where I would like to see this bar to go downwards, not upwards anymore. That's what we have to pledge. We have to do it together. Any one person cannot do it. Everyone has to do it together. This is big than you and me. My session is always sponsored by my company, which is Golden 5 Consulting. We are based in Los Angeles. We are Microsoft Gold partner, solution provider, supplier. We are AOSGA partner, located in US, Canada, India. Here's my website, and if anyone wants to talk about anything, we have a meeting link as well, and then Twitter link, and then hashtag. Agenda for today, discussing about today's IT security concerns, what is remote working, why remote working, Azure Virtual Desktop capabilities, Azure Virtual Desktop features, and Azure Virtual Desktop versus Windows 365. And towards the end, I'll share some demo as well. So before moving to the what is remote working, today's IT is very concerning, and different location, different people, different lives. You would know, probably you are some of them who are really working hard to work remotely. Probably for some of us, we have seen that maybe office was a better place to work. Maybe we all didn't like to work from home, but we are beyond that situation of our liking. We are in a situation where we have to work from home or remote location. We cannot go so close to our colleagues, which can infect ourselves, and then performance and the work and everything will be spoiled. So we are in a situation where IT is playing a big role. In a way, you think about it, your value is more today. More people are calling today. If you're in the support or anywhere, more demand is coming to do more automation, ease of work, calmness, so that things can move better. If you and me are working in IT, which is fine, we were already working 8 hours on the computers, right? But think about somebody who was not working in IT all the time. For example, the teachers. They used to teach on the blackboard or whiteboard or on a projector. They were not always looking into the computer screen. So teachers, professors, all those similarly, other staff also, there are more people have to adopt the IT because of the situation. So that's where the security concerns come. That is your workplace, is your home office secure enough? We have to find a nook, a corner that where we can secure ourselves, our data, our company data, lock ourselves, lock it, and then protect it from our own. I mean, no offense, like, but you have a kid who's coming into your room. If anything can happen with your company office device, you can drop his milk, can drop something, and he's not aware that what he's doing, what he's just playing, and mistakenly it happened. Your pet has come to you and did something. And your friends came over and they wanted to use check some photos in their USB, or wanted to copy some game or songs to your laptop. They plug in the USB, and USB had the virus. You got the virus. Oh, how to protect that, right? That's why you need to find a secure workplace in your office, in your home. You may be living in a multi-story home. You may be living in a single-story home with so many rooms. You have your own separate room, but you still have to change your work style. You have to change something in your home, and you have to come out of that so that you can peacefully work. No one on the call can be disturbed by your talk or by background noises. You may have to buy some headsets, have to buy some cameras, you have to buy some backgrounds. And think about those people who used to only live in a studio. That's the life is tougher for them to find out his corner. So, but I think I've seen so many people finding a small corner, working out throughout the day from that corner, and still keep it going. That's what we have adopted. That's what we are human. That's how we are focusing in the future. But again, the security concerns are still there. Is a laptop secure? Is the data secure? That's always the concern in the today's competitive market, right? So how do we protect it? That's where the remote working we have to understand, and why remote working is important. So what is remote working? Simply, remote working is connecting services remotely. What do you mean? Connecting services from another network, right? Uh, Connecting using VPN, connecting to cloud services. Think about it. What is cloud? Is it a new term which was invented by Microsoft in last 10 years? No. It's basically hosted services. So Microsoft is hosting the services in their data center. Earlier, Amazon was hosting the services. There were many other service providers. You might have heard about network solutions. They were hosting. We knew network solutions from our childhood. Almost 20 years back, we started our career, and we used to hear one company which is registering the domain and registering the websites is Network Solutions. You have to register domain, go to Network Solutions. Where's the office? Nehru Place in New Delhi. So that's how I knew Network Solutions. That's how we started. That was a cloud service. Think about it. Um, then working from home is remote working. Coffee shop, go anywhere, that's your remote working. Working from another office is a remote working. Working from office when servers are in data center. Who thought about it? This is also remote working. You all are in one office, but your servers are not in the same office. Your applications are away. It used to be remote working. So remote working is not new. What is new is now you may be working from home, you may be traveling and working from another location. That's new, which was not permitted earlier. Now it is permitted. With the safety, working on emergency outage used to be remote working. So many times I worked over the weekends. Um, I'm ready for my, you know, weekend usual drink, and I got a call. Hey, this is Active Directory server is down. Can you jump on the call and start working? No choice. Seriously, leave the drink aside, start working, fix it, then see if you still have left some ice, right? So I'm sure we all have seen that in the IT services and support, and this is how we have grown up. So we have already done working remotely in the IT backend, right? But then now it's a new age where we have to adopt for everyone. Now everyone is working remotely, so it's just not the IT staff, IT admin team or support team. So why remote working? It's very close. The answers are very close. You cannot work on the servers, definitely. You cannot work inside the data centers. You can't be in the same office for the various locations, various reasons. Probably it's a sales office. You want the sales office in the different city, close to the other business proximity, or you have multiple offices. So you can have one server, two server, 10 servers in one data center, and that can run everything together rather being in distributed in one office, centralized deployment, right? Um, Servers are located in the data center. That's another reason. Servers are in the cloud, hosted services. No servers, but cloud services. Using cloud services. Serverless. That's another thing which is we are adopting a lot. Overall, there are servers. Servers are never gone. That's what we have to still think about it, right? Somebody's unwell, we have some work at home, we have 24/7 support when the outage. So remote working is an essential service for today. COVID lockdown, that was another thing. You have a home repair or anything that sort is happening, right? Let's check on the time. Don't want to lose my time and still want to finish everything on time. So okay. So why remote working? I hope everyone clear. And now the biggest piece is what Microsoft does, what Microsoft Azure Virtual Desktop brings to you. Azure Virtual Desktop features adds up BitLocker disk encryption, um, redirect to OneDrive. So anything you want to save, everything can be redirected to OneDrive. Device management policy. You can apply device management policy to the Azure Virtual Desktops. You can apply install Windows Defender, block local computer access, block USB drives, block drive redirection, limit the network access. Any day you think you have more stuff coming in, you can add one more VM, you can add two more VMs, fast expandable. You don't have to think about whole infrastructure which we have to expand just the way we used to do with RD Web. So RD Web days are gone. That's used to be the older story. If you did the Citrix or VMware virtual desktop, those days are gone. Now the time is for the cloud-based Azure Virtual Desktop. Think about it. That's you don't have to manage all those confusing servers. I would say confusing servers. Which one is the remote desktop gateway? Which one is the network protocol server? Which one is the MFA server? So many components involved. I'm not sure how many of you implemented multi-factor authentication with RD Web. I did for few customers here. So that's those things are going away. Now, what is major thing is using the virtual desktop. That's what makes sense. That's what is needed, and that's what is Azure Virtual Desktop for your end users. These are the features. So easy for destruction. If any day you need to destroy it, it's easy to destroy. Rather than looking for the 5 servers to destroy, that's more harder. I would say one VM in the cloud is easy, login from anywhere, just delete it, done. Question: why will I destroy Azure Virtual Desktop? That's something which you might think about and answer me. That will be great. Maybe you'll see the answer in the next slide or so, but if you know, that will be good. Azure Virtual Desktop capabilities. Pooled or personal? What is pooled and what is personal? Pooled is something where I can create one Azure Virtual Desktop VM, and I can have multiple users logging into one VM. It's a Windows 10 VM. I can have multiple users log in. How many times you have seen on your desktop or laptop, you try to log in as a second user, it tells you, oh, one user already logged in. You cannot do it. So use Azure Virtual Desktop. Just create one desktop and you can have multiple users logged in. On the other hand, if you're a heavy workload user and you want to deploy Azure Virtual Desktop for security reasons, where you're finding it's more secure communication, then you may want to use a personal desktop for that particular user or those users who needs a lot of CPU, who are DevOps guys, right? Who are doing a lot of PowerShell work. That's where you need more CPU, and you'll go for personal. Now, other feature is highly secure solution with Intune and the VDI. Intune can apply a lot of policies, which is going to be securing your virtual desktop. Centralized data management, because we are not saving anything in Azure Virtual Desktop. This is very important. Something happens, something comes in, we save on the desktop, or we save on my computer, or if we get photos in Photos. So we can easily redirect those folders to OneDrive, and everything's getting saved in OneDrive. So the management of the data is all on the Office 365, not on your personal profile. That's it. Office 365 full suite you can deploy, you can use, integrate with your Azure Virtual Desktop. It may not need to go over the internet. It may internally connect to Office Suite. Microsoft Teams works fully ready with video and audio. We'll see in the demo. 100% remote workforce ready. It's very important. Log in from anywhere. Go anywhere. Cyber cafe, anywhere. Beach, anywhere. You use your hardware device. Why company care about your device? You dip your device in the water. You don't dip it. You throw the coffee on it. Company don't care. Company cares about their Azure Virtual Desktop. You do whatever you want to do with your device. That's bring your own device and use company's Azure Virtual Desktop. That's it. Everything secure from the company side. You are happy to use your favorite device. You may have a favorite device. I like iPad a lot, but I cannot use because I have so many things to do from one computer, and I don't find that iPad is useful for me. But probably it is more useful for you. And if you have to log into the company, you don't have to carry a company laptop with you on any trip. You use Azure Virtual Desktop from your favorite personal device. Integrate with identity and access management, Azure Active Directory with single sign-on and SAML. You can integrate with any kind of a single sign-on, just not Active Directory. That's work separately as well. BitLocker, DLP, AIP, MFA, all those are topping add-on components that can be added as you go. Free from ransomware or theft. It's already in a very secure infrastructure, which is highly encrypted, highly already certified with so many certifications. So ransomware, don't expect. Don't even think about it. It cannot be. what ransomware will be happening or doing? Oh, did I answer you for the previous question? If anything happens to your virtual desktop, delete it. Okay, you encrypted. It was already encrypted, but something happened, someone hacked, someone crashed, something happened. You just delete it. There's nothing you're saving on that local desktop. So why you worry? Why you care? Um, we can also configure double key encryption with Azure Virtual Desktop. So no Microsoft will not have access to your data, which will be enabled using double key encryption. When I spoke to Microsoft PM, they said right now, which probably everyone aware who know what is double key encryption, that double key encryption can only be applicable for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents right now. But I spoke to the Microsoft's group PM, principal PM for that. He said it's going to be coming in the emails shortly. So expecting in this quarter. So maybe next year we'll start with the double key encryption in the email. What a change they did when they launched the Msix packaging option with Azure Virtual Desktop. If you don't know Msix packaging, what it does is it creates your installer and install the full software in another disk. What you need to do is just attach the disk to the Azure Virtual Desktop, and that's it. Those applications are available for those all users for which you have assigned it. But another thought process is that I can create multiple disks and I can assign to different set of users, whereas they all are using same Azure Virtual Desktop. So a management user might need a very costly software. I can deploy in Msix attached to WVD or Azure Virtual Desktop, and it is simply attached, and only one user, 2 user, 10 user using it. But for whole infrastructure, for all other users, I have other softwares and other Msix packaging available, which is based on the user, not on the Azure Virtual Desktop. So you don't have to worry about installing the whole suite to the Azure Virtual Desktop. Install it on a disk. Advantages are more useful than what we just spoke. Think, where can you take that disk? You can use it for build it for one time, use it for multiple time approach. You carry anywhere. You must have to do second deployment, third deployment. You really don't have to deploy the software again and again, unless you have to do the updates, which is definitely it's another thing. But even if for the update, you don't have to shut down your server. You do the update on the copy of the disk. Once update is ready, replace the disk. You're done. So the downtime has reduced. Your availability is reduced, and you already have 2 copies of it. So if one gets corrupt or any issue, just replace the disk with another disk and you're done. So Msix packaging changed the behavior of Azure Virtual Desktop as well. And Azure Virtual Desktop is a full computer, so you can use Teams there as a full phone system, conferencing, just domestic calling plan, and everything comes in together. Now this is the biggest thing. If you're thinking that you have to have the same login ID as your Office 365 ID, then that's not correct. You may have a different Azure Virtual Desktop login, and you may have a different login ID with Office 365. Yes, it will not allow you single sign-on every time, but as far as you logged into, say, to the desktop, so one of the Office application, those Office application will allow single sign-on. So first login to log into the desktop, and another login to log into Office 365. That's called multi-tenant integration. That's very much possible with Azure Virtual Desktop. Moving on, why Microsoft changed WVD to AVD. So if you know, it used to be Windows Virtual Desktop. Now it's Azure Virtual Desktop. Anyone knows why it was changed? Drop me a note. Let's see. But probably next slide is going to answer. Okay. One side is Azure, other side is Windows. That's what is the reason. So Microsoft was going to launch Windows 65 PC, and that's the reason why Microsoft has replaced the name of Windows Virtual Desktop to Azure Virtual Desktop. At least that's what I figured out. Unless you have any other thing, which I'm more than happy to hear and update myself. So here's the difference between two of the similar offerings from Microsoft, which is one is Azure Virtual Desktop and another is Windows 365 PC. So it's a ready PC. Don't need to do anything. Just sign up and start using. Oh, really? Think about it. I don't think it's a ready PC. You still need to have personalize it. How does Microsoft know which software you need? It is not a ready PC. It's just a myth that okay, it's just a operating system ready, but it's not a full ready PC, and it is a personalized desktop. So comparison is both support Windows 10 and 11. Whereas Azure Virtual Desktop supports even the server versions. Sometimes you may want to install or use some Windows 2016 server or 2019 server versions because one of your software works or compatible with server version. So that you can do with Azure Virtual Desktop, not with Windows 365. Then obviously Azure Virtual Desktop has an edge because it supports pooled AVD, which is multi-session desktops, whereas Windows 365 is only personalized. Only one user can use the desktop. If you are a accountant, a single user company accountant, and you're thinking of Azure Virtual Desktop, then it's better you think about Windows 365 because that's where it's more ready. It's for one user, personalized WVD. I think its backend is virtual desktop, right? Ready by Microsoft. Whereas Azure Virtual Desktop is more customizable and it's not a fully, you can say, packed solution, but it has some limitation, but not all. But it's more ready. You don't have to worry about servers. You don't have to worry about any other thing, which is whereas you can also add Msix packaging. It's more for enterprise Azure Virtual Desktop, and I feel Windows 365 is more for individual and or small company. So that's where Windows 365 exists. Time to check time. We are very close. So again, you can see the fully controlled, one side is fully controlled, fully managed. Other options also available if you don't find that Microsoft Remote Desktop is not that fast enough. So you can use Citrix or VMware integration you can do and use their connector. Flexible with different pricing. You add more juice, you pay for more. That flexibility is not much there in Windows 65. Limited management, limited packaging, less customization. Moving on, what is Msix packaging? I think I already talked about it, but I've also documented here, so that will help you understand what is Msix packaging. It allows software deployment to extend disk, allow different software for different team, create once and use unlimited. Right? That's why I said create once and keep on using it. If you don't have to update the software, you're good. Uninterrupted update deployments. Say your staff is working and on the side you're updating the disk. When they left the office, you got the time, you switch the disk, they're ready again for the next day. And they didn't even realize that software got updated. And no outages, nothing went down. Secure management. Of course, you can keep it securely encrypted. That disk, you can keep multiple copies and everything. Okay, this is important to know or remember if you're going to be deploying it yourself. Then supported operating system and the licenses required, right? So if you're looking for Windows 10, so it's match of the colors, left and right. Okay, so left hand side is green, right hand side is green, is matching to that. So it's a pair. Windows 10 Enterprise Multi-Session or Windows 10 Enterprise operating system, those operating system comes with these licenses only. So you cannot use your Windows license if you bought it separately. Just remember that these are the only supported licenses or required licenses. If you're using Windows 7, same licenses work as well. But if you're using Windows Server 2012, R2, 2016, 2019, you can use the remote cal, RDS cal with software assurance. It's important is the software assurance. The moment you say software assurance, which means software assurance allows you to use that software in Azure. It's in the cloud. Normal RDS license does not allow you to use in the cloud. So that's difference, and there's a cost difference too. So be aware. You don't want to be in a situation where you deploy everything, and by the end of the day, after 6 months of utilization, Microsoft audited your organization and figured out you have thousands of dollars due for licensing compliance issue, and you did not buy the right license. Of course, Microsoft will help you in buying or upgrading the licenses, but you have to be careful to not fall in that without a right calculation. Probably you thought you're going to be investing only $5,000, and by miscalculating the licenses, you might end up investing $50,000. So imagine that number of a $45,000 will be where you will think, oh, I'm losing the money. I thought I'm going to be cheap, saving money here, but I'm losing because I thought maybe 10 laptops is 10,000, so I'm done with 5,000, right? But now you're paying 50,000 for those licenses. So just do the right math. This is very important. Okay, what remote desktop clients support and available on, this is important. You can use in any device, Windows desktop, web version. I will not suggest to use web version. Mac OS, iOS, Android, all have an app. Use the app. App's logo is this. It's called on the Windows. It's called Remote Desktop App. On the Mac, it's called RD Client. So look for that. Once you configure it, once you install it, you have to use the URL, and then you have to log in with the user principal name and the password. Let's move on to the demo fairly quickly. Again, demo is sponsored by my company. I'm using my company's infrastructure. So let's quickly jump into the demo. And let me see who is available to help me out in the discussion. Looks like I click on subscription and I'll get a pop-up, and pop-up will send me to my pool user 1. It's just my machine which is working a little slow today, so excuse me about it, but I hope I'll finish in next 10 minutes and maybe next. Okay, the AVD added itself once I logged in. So I had already saved my credential. If you see, it didn't even ask me to give the password. So it picked up my cached credentials from the laptop, and now it's allowing me to log in. I hope. Now this is the critical part, right? If I remember the password correctly, I think so. And I'm in. Excellent. And I'm waiting for the applications to connect everything. So right now, I it's swinging. I'm connecting after a while. So this is logging into OneDrive automatically. It did log in to OneDrive automatically. It was already configured in my profile. So a single sign-on kicked in and logged into my uh, OneDrive. You can see that. Everyone can see that. A couple of main points to understand here is when you deploy Microsoft Office, the Office deployment is in the multi-session mode so that your license is activated by Microsoft. Otherwise, Microsoft can detect that it's a virtual desktop and it will not allow you to authenticate. This is a deployment in the um, multi-session mode, so that's why we can use it. I'm waiting for Teams to come over, and then I can show you a few more things. Okay, while it's coming up, I can take a look onto the QA if there's any QA came over. I don't see any questions. Well, Teams doesn't take this long. I would blame Microsoft, right? That's the that's the easiest thing one can do. But running that big infrastructure is always commendable. Um, if you're following me, no matter how much uh, I go after Microsoft and get the thing done or tell them to fix this, this is wrong, it's not working, uh, but I always appreciate them doing the thing. It's and keep it up, and later they come back and just update us that okay, this was the issue and we fixed it or something. I think I'm at the point where I want to quit from Teams and relaunch it, but normally when I quit, it might come back. No, it didn't. So I'll say Teams. Okay, I'll switch back to WVD. Let me move back to um, my slide and quickly finish a few more slides. I hope you enjoyed my session so far on WVD. Yes, it's not a PowerShell session, but I'm trying to present something tomorrow in the PowerShell as well. PowerShell has eased a lot of help, done a lot of work for us. Next slide, I'm showing that my company also offers Azure Virtual Desktop, and that costs only $25 per user per month. And these features are included in it. If anyone wants that, reach out to us. Everyone is using who's part of this conference can write to us at this ID is not very clear at the bottom. I can maybe white that ID so that everyone will get 10% discount if they use the code mentioned in the slide. Okay, and white it so you can see. Okay, so that's code. That's code in the bottom. That's the licenses you want to get the discount on. 10% discount on every license. And if you want to connect to me for more, to know more from me, there are multiple channels available. You can reach out to me on my Twitter or join one of the groups. I'm primarily focusing on the Facebook group, Global M65. We are open to discuss anything you want to learn anything. There's a lot of people sharing their videos and YouTube, so you guys can join there as well. This is my YouTube channel. You can join there and watch what I'm doing, what I'm sharing. And also, if you are in US, in Los Angeles, more than welcome to one of my user group sessions, user group meetings on site at Microsoft Los Angeles. That's where we'll see you. Again, we were in the QA session. I think we wanted to go for the QA, but I think there's no question, so I'm good with that. And thank you everyone for joining today. And thank you again from PDC and the team for arranging it. Quickly going back to my slide, my WVD, and see if Teams working. I'm so sorry, the Teams did not come back up. I cannot think why, but today is not the day for the Teams, I guess. Maybe the few users logged in and still connected, and that could be one reason. But again, this was a demo PC, so it's not a. But I still think Teams can come back up anytime, and I might be able to show it. However, I'm almost at the top of the hour, so I would like to thank everyone and end my session here. On my YouTube, there are more sessions available where the demo worked well. So thanks everyone.